A very good evening. Thank you so much for tuning into UBC News tonight. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha, joined by Mugalu Muhammad on sign language. We'll start off with stories today where President Yoweri Museveni has tipped the youth against early marriages and relationships since such acts affect their future generations. The president was on Saturday afternoon presiding over this year's Family Festival prayers at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds, organized by the Inter-Religious Council of Uganda.
Donning his usual casual wear, this is how His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, in the company of First Lady Janet Kataka Museveni, arrived at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds for this year's Inter-Religious Family Festival prayers.
Yes, we are. And you have given us a good example.
Together as one, we must go on. We must move on and thrive together as one nation.
These were organized by the aim of praying for the country and families.
Apart as the Inter-Religious Council of Uganda, we declared the year 2024 as the year of the family. We would like to thank the government of Uganda and in particular His Excellency the President for having suggested and accepted that for this year, the International Day of the Family for Uganda shall be celebrated together with the Inter-Religious Family Festival, so that we all raise our voices on the importance and the need to protect the family.
Other speakers, included guests, sounded the same call of having a country with formidable families and morals.
Protect the family as foundational to every healthy society. Number 2, to improve health and thriving for women and girls. Number 3, to declare there is no international right to abortion. Number 4, to defend the sovereign right of countries to defend.
At the first place, to see the Lord of God, the order of God, is in the family.
Democracy that we want to achieve, the environmental conservation, the good governance, and all this, the family must be stable first. The family must be the focus of all programming, of the national budget, of the policies we are acting in Parliament.
These were followed by the First Lady's address.
I believe that through unity and oneness of purpose, Ugandans from every sphere of society can work together to reposition and redeem our rich African culture for the benefit of the younger generation. In this regard, the government has put in place policy frameworks, institutions and legislation such as the Traditional and Cultural Leaders Act. And this is a significant entry point for cultural institutions.
On his turn, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni focused on the dangers of early marriages and relationships.
Then you, the young people, you should study your books. Study so that you get knowledge. Of course, in the school system, we are trying to change the syllabus, not overwork the children so much.
The President's message was directed mainly to the youth.
In the meantime, as you reach puberty, please, you are not a married man at puberty or a married woman. You should not engage in sex. Mulde wanange akakufuru
However, the address did not spare parents and guardians.
I'm telling you that don't try to be a wife when you are not married. Then when you finish your education, may I encourage young people to get married. 22, 23 there, is how we say. Then you can get a family and you plan. Then you can have sex for a long time.
Family festival prayers organized by the Interreligious Council of Uganda and has been held in Kampala. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
One nation because Uganda is one, the only one in.
Thank you so much, Robert Onyango. In more stories, First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Kataha Museveni, has highly praised the Institute for Leadership Excellence and Development Program, ILEAD, which is being launched in Uganda to support the youth in living positive and productive lives.
The Institute for Leadership Excellence and Development Program targets children in primary and secondary schools. It aims to equip them with leadership skills, enabling them to serve and influence their peers responsibly. The program supplements academic learning by refocusing on skills education for self-reliance and offers mentorship in leadership skills. The program was welcomed by Mrs. Museveni and thanked God for the right timing.
Everything we are saying here and doing and trying to do really comes from the heart of God. It is God who understands where our children, all the young people globally, what they are facing across the globe, because you know we look at what is happening everywhere and it's disturbing. But when you think about the young people, some of them who have no parents, some of them whose parents really don't know what to do with the problems they are facing, you just know that the children they're in a challenging world and they need support. So it is God Himself who's doing this. And I have no doubt in my mind that God never starts anything He will not finish.
The First Lady accepted the new role of being a patron of the ILEAD program in Uganda, a request made by John Griffin, the Vice President of Global Programs at the John Maxwell Foundation. She, however, emphasized the need for leaders to have strong faith in God for such seemingly large programs to succeed.
But if we know that what we are doing really begins in the heart of God, and just have faith. God knows how to connect these dots, and He will continue to connect us, and He will raise the funds, and He will do what we can't do.
Amen.
So we should not fear, and we should not feel that we can't do these programs, they're too big. The God we serve is going to continue to lead us and to push what He only has started. God goes before us, and if we just have faith in Him, all things are possible.
John Griffin spoke of the amazing experiences he witnessed globally among the youth, their resilience and their eagerness to undergo transformation. He also shared touching testimonies he observed in Rwanda and other parts of the world.
I get to see stories like this all over the world. I get to watch children take ownership not only of their lives, but ownership within the classroom. We see that the respect for one another has gone up, where there's so many less disciplinary actions, that their attendance has gone up because they no longer want to stay out of school, but they're willing to be engaged and go to school because now they are seeing purpose in their lives. And so I get very excited about, as we continue to expand this program and this tool all across the world.
Mr. Griffin has been to Africa 4 times and to Uganda twice, observed that the students in Uganda have a lot of potential and resilience. He is continuously reminded that everyone deserves to be well led. Reporting for UBC, Baguma William.
Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development has handed over business toolkits, machines and equipment to Joakali business groups from over 60 districts. Vice President Jessica Lupo presided over the event, where she highlighted that the program is intended to respond to the needs of the youth.
The Vice President, Major Jessica Alupo, has handed over business toolkits, machines and equipment to Joakali business groups from over 60 districts. Alupo explained that the intervention addresses job creation, a critical challenge of the youth in the country.
Government recognizes the important role played by the Joakali businesses in Uganda's economy, especially in the generation of employment and provision of basic consumer goods. For this reason, the NRM government will continue to support you to enable your businesses grow and expand. Government has identified 4 sectors where jobs and wealth can be created, including commercial agriculture, industry and manufacturing, services, and ICT.
The Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Betty Amongi Akena, explained that the Joakali program is meant to provide employment and support those in the informal sector through skills, development and business.
So this program now is to support those who want tools for skilling, tools for doing business, and over time we have seen that this program has contributed to the economy.
The State Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development, in charge of Youth and Children Affairs, Dr. Balam Barugahara Atenyi, also attended the function. He said there is need for more funds to promote the Joakali project.
In total, we are giving out 5,069 items. However, just like I told you, we have lobbied for more funds this time round. They have allocated us 9 billion for Joakali. So I don't expect to come with one walking tractor next time. We need to have like 20 or 50 walking tractors because our economy survives on agriculture.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Agre David Chibenge, explained that to benefit from the training, one has to be a Ugandan youth, belong to a registered group, among others.
Entrepreneurship skills for the Joakalis will continue to be implemented, and business development services will be provided to help them overcome the most critical challenges they face. I think the biggest being that those groups must survive. We don't want to give them what will ultimately lead to collapse of a group.
The beneficiaries of the Joakali program thanked the government and the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development for the handy support and encouraged other people to participate more in such projects from government.
If you work hard, they are willing to give you more machines. And I'm telling you, when you work, you will find more avenues of making money with whatever you have asked for.
We want to work to our full potential, that they get the need to us, to others.
Brian Tumwenebiaruhanga, Charity Nahabwe, UBC News.
The districts of Chotara and Rakai have hosted the National Farmers Mobilization Expo this Saturday on the 29th of June 2023. The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robert Nabanja, was the chief guest at both functions.
Hundreds of exhibitors have converged at Kasali grounds in Chotera district for the second phase of National Farmers Expos organized by the Office of the Prime Minister.
80% we are importing. So we are saying people in Chotera embrace oil palm production. And what we are doing right now in Chotera, we are planning to start plantation establishment in August this year.
We want to encourage everyone to participate into production, and that is high production, so that everyone, every young, every person get involved, young people, old people, so that they get involved into production.
The exhibition at these centers cuts across all sectors.
Why we are doing this, we want to see how people can maximize on their yields. How do we multiply on the yields? Of course, the yields comes with improved seeds. It comes with better farming methods like disease control. It comes with new technologies.
Attached to the Farmers Expos are medical camps, still organized by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Basically, we came to Chotera here to be part of this expo arranged by the Prime Minister's office. Given that it has a high turn-up of people, and where there are many people, it's why we expect a big turn-up of blood donors.
So basically we are here today to help the community to screen them about the common ailments, but most importantly, the non-communicable diseases. You see, the non-communicable diseases, in most times, their signs or symptoms come late. Actually, in most times, they come when it is advanced. The illness is at advanced stage. So basically, as we anticipated, so far already, many of the cases, I can say out of 80% of the cases of high blood pressure.
At around 3 p.m., they were joined by the Prime Minister of Uganda, Right Honorable Robin Nabanja.
Yes.
From here, the PM and her entourage proceeded to Rakai district for a similar exercise. In Rakai, the expo was hosted at Rakai Kimuli Playgrounds, still in Rakai district.
Kakati abantu bebuyamba twabaleetedde tractor 3 naye buno obutrakita obw'emikono obutono akatrakita akamu baŋŋambye tukateeke buyamba Catholic Church. Mugimanyi mujagendanga awo nga mukeeyazika okukalimisa. Akalala tukatadde Kimuli Church of Uganda mu bakristaayo eri kumpi wano. Akalala baŋŋambye tukateeke Lwamaggwa Church of Uganda, Lwamaggwa Catholic Church. Kakati njagala okubasaba mukozese obutrakita, naye tujja kwongera ne President yatugambye tukole kye bayita mechanization. Alimisa tractor ng'olina ettaka osobola okulimira ddala bulungi nnyo n'ogaggawala okusinga ono alimisa ki enkumbi. Twagala tutandike okufuukirira amazzi, irrigation. Omuntu afukiridde amazzi asingira ddala alinze enkuba.
The sub-regional expo will be concluded on Sunday, 30th June 2024 from Masaka City. Robert Sonyango, UBC News.
Amanya gange nze Namutebi Sharon nga nkolera wano wennyini Saka Kirombe oba Makindye. Empangula gye nawanguddemu ssente mbadde nga nkozesa mobile money nga nsindika school fees w'omwana ku ssomero. Okutegeera nti mpangudde, nze mutima neegambye nti kambalinde bamale okujja ndyoke nzikirize nti mpangudde. Kyenyinza okubagamba nti si byabafere weewaawo abafere gye bali naye ennamba eri emu yokka era bw'eba ekukubidde omanya eyo si yabafere. Mpulira bulungi nnyo era ndi musanyufu nnyo. Naye MTN mobile money mbebaza nnyo mwebale nnyo mwebalire.
Together we're unstoppable.
What is a dream? What does it mean to you? To her? To them? It's time we dare to dream anew. Dream bigger, better, bolder. Let's dare to dream of tomorrow, today, of someday, of the hope that comes with change, of a change that transforms lives. That glimmer in your eyes, the prospect of maybe, of all the hopes that we carry. It's the promise of enjoyments, co-enjoyments for you and your mates. A dream keeps us going. It's the one thing that drives us, inspires us, motivates us. One goal, one hope, one dream. With the Uganda National Lottery, your dream can become a reality. Bigger is here. What's your one thing?
Cheers to something refreshingly different. Putting the brakes on a fast-paced world. Slowing down. Just enough to stand out. Cheers to the beer that does it differently. Brewed longer for extra refreshment. Refreshingly Club. Alcohol is not for sale to persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
Hi, my name is Rachel Nduhutiri and I am a Ugandan actress and the winner of the Africa Monologue Challenge 2023. Now, thanks to your immense support, the Africa Monologue Challenge Season 2 is coming to Uganda between July 25th and August 20th. Africa Monologue Challenge is looking for passionate Ugandan storytellers to take part in a Pan-African short film that will showcase Uganda to the rest of the world. To be a part of this, all you have to do is weave a captivating narrative that captures Uganda's cultural heritage while fostering connections between 10 diverse individuals from 10 African countries. This short film will be shared to over 50 film festivals. Now, to find information on the AMC 2024 finalists, visit www.africamonologue.com. Please submit your short script, which should be 10 pages for a short film between 10 to 15 minutes, to africamonologue@gmail.com before 30th June 2024. Now, let's talk about rewards. The selected script will have the writer's full name in the end credits. You will get a chance to collaborate with amazing filmmakers from all over the world. You will get a small token for your creativity, and you remain with full ownership of your script. Let's work together to create a Pan-African film that will echo African stories throughout the world.
Gold. We all want it. That soft yellow glow of a subdued sun in your hands. That precious polish of elegance. To hold it is one thing, but to taste it is everything else. Relish the satisfying taste of a beer, unmatched in quality, unmatched in consistency, and with 23 Global Gold Awards. A beer unmatched in gold.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Emuga Savings and Credit Cooperative Enterprises in Greater Masaka are enhancing their competitiveness with support from the Microfinance Support Center. And as we hear in the following story, Uganda Registration Services Bureau stresses the importance of registering businesses to protect brand identity, while Uganda Revenue Authority highlights the benefits of securing business names to avoid legal disputes.
In Greater Masaka City, Emyoga Sacco enterprises with support from the Microfinance Support Center have convened to gain essential skills and knowledge on certifying their products for competitive local and global markets.
Emyoga Saccos from the region here that are involved in value addition. So they have been facing challenges of accessing the market without UNBS and URSB. We're happy that URA is here, UNBS is here, and URSB is here to ensure that our SACCOs get the support they need.
Fiona Nachaze, a registration officer at Uganda Registration Services Bureau in Masaka, advises Emyoga Sacco entrepreneurs to secure their business names before investing in branding to avoid costly mistakes and double work.
So please first register your business, know that you're the owner and you've protected your name, then you think of branding your product or your business to the community.
According to Helena Mpumuza, an officer at Uganda Revenue Authority in Masaka, says registering your business name safeguards it from being used by others and prevents potential legal disputes.
It's important to be compliant so that you run your businesses smoothly, because tax is a responsibility for all of us, and if you do not pay taxes, you get interrupted with your work.
Deputy Resident City Commissioner Masaka City Ahmed Katerega underscores the significance of business registration for legal and financial benefits.
With the work of the Myoga circles in Greater Masaka, for the value addition they have started, like on honey, like on herbs, like on milk.
So we thank Microfinance Support Center for this opportunity
of registering our companies.
During the certification meeting by Microfinance Support Center, experts concurred that it's crucial for Emyoga products to be certified and operational. Adding value to local products can significantly expand market opportunities and retaining investments. Charity Marion Imnat and Robert Bwaita, UBC News.
Thank you so much for watching UBC News Tonight. Right about now, do join us again at 10 p.m. for more news coming your way. Bye-bye.
Dominated areas around the Lake Victoria Basin, while elsewhere we had hazy conditions with sunny intervals. My name is Juliet Nateza with the latest weather forecast from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. When we take a look at the satellite imagery, it shows that we still have dry winds blowing in from South Africa through Kalahari towards our country, and that's why we are having clear skies with hazy conditions and strong winds. In the morning, Central, we expect to wake up with sunny intervals in most areas. Eastern, we also expect to wake up with sunny intervals. And Western, we also expect to wake up with sunny intervals. In the North, Gulu, we expect some light showers. Elsewhere, we expect to wake up with sunny intervals. Later on in the afternoon, maximum temperatures, Central expected to rise to 28 in Kampala. Elsewhere, we expect a maximum of 29 with sunny intervals. Eastern, we expect a maximum of 29 in most areas with light showers in Soroti, and elsewhere we expect sunny intervals. The Western stretch, we expect a maximum of 31 for Kasese. Masindi, we expect a maximum of 30, and Kabale Highlands, we expect a maximum of 25 with sunny intervals. In the north, we expect a maximum of 30 in most areas, apart from Lira, where we expect a maximum of 29 with light showers. For the international forecast, Dubai, we expect bright and sunny conditions at a maximum of 42. Nairobi, we expect sunny intervals at a maximum of 22. Cairo, we expect a maximum of 36 with sunny conditions. And Nairobi, we expect a maximum of 21 with cloudy conditions. That's all we had for you from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. Stay tuned and stay blessed. Have a blessed Sunday.
The Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda was established by the Government of Uganda with a mandate to pay depositors a protected limit of 10 million Uganda shillings in the event that their financial institution is closed by Bank of Uganda. Accordingly, depositors of the closed Mercantile Credit Bank Limited are hereby informed that DPF has commenced payment through mobile money to individual account holders whose account balances were 1 million Uganda shillings or less. Please note that to receive payment through mobile money, the name in your national identification card must perfectly match with that registered against your mobile money number. Payment of individual account holders whose deposits were above 1 million Uganda shillings but up to 10 million Uganda shillings who submitted accurate national identification numbers shall commence on Monday, the 1st of July 2024 and shall be made through Stanbic Bank Lugogo branch. Depositors should go to the bank after receipt of an SMS notification. Please present your valid original national ID to the bank. Company, joint and trust account holders are required to start submitting their details to the Deposit Protection Fund with effect from Monday, 8th July 2024 to allow verification before payment. Visit our website www.dpf.or.ug for more information about the requirements. Please note that payment of the protected deposits to all categories of depositors listed above shall be made less any outstanding loans or any other obligations to the bank. Payment of deposit amounts in excess of the protected limit of 10 million Uganda shillings shall be handled by Bank of Uganda in line with Section 105 of the Financial Institutions Act 2004 as amended. For any inquiries, please contact DPF on +256 312 206 400 or WhatsApp on 0709 015 012 or email info@dpf.or.ug.
Haji Farouk Chirunda, the Deputy Press Secretary to His Excellence, the President of the Republic of Uganda, with deep sorrow, announces the death of his dear wife, Mrs. Gladys Aliinza, Mama Mandela, which occurred yesterday on 27th June 2024, following a fatal motor accident in Iluka district. Burial will take place on Sunday, June 30th, 2024, at Lambala village, Irongo sub-county, Luka district, starting at 11 a.m. Mourners using the Jinja Kamuli Highway should branch off on their right, while those using Jinja Iganga Highway should branch off on their left at Walugogo Valley near Iganga town. Informed His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, all leaders, colleagues, relatives, friends and in-laws. May her soul rest in eternal peace.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
I welcome you to this edition of the Business Roundup, your weekly review of the top business stories within the land and across the region. I am your host, Joram Paul Sonko. We have gathered lots of stories along the week, but first, let's check out the top stories. Uganda has sustained growth, but at a slower pace, says the World Bank. Uganda Airlines pledges commitment to fostering domestic economic growth. Insurance leaders and stakeholders from across the continent converged in Kampala for a 3-day Africa Innovation for Resilience conference. And in Kenya, President William Ruto declined to sign the contentious Finance Bill 2024 that legislators had voted to pass. Now let's get right onto the money. In our first report, Uganda has registered an economic growth of 5.4% in the first half of the 2023-2024. This is according to the 23rd edition of the State of the Economy report released by the World Bank. This was driven by the strong growth in goods exports, tourism offset, strong import growth and foreign direct investments. Dennis Sigor reports.
The Ugandan economy seems to have weathered several shocks and is currently on a strong road to recovery and acceleration into the medium term. This positive outlook is detailed in the 23rd edition of the Uganda Economic Update by the World Bank. However, the report highlights near-term challenges that pose a major risk in the macroeconomic stability and growth of the country. Key concerns include the rising public debt burden that's projected to reach 51.9% of the gross domestic product (GDP) within 2 years, fiscal management issues, and a narrow tax base.
I think the most critical one is the fact a small part of the economy is being taxed, and that part is actually feeling the pain. Whenever there is additional effort to raise, to be able to collect, it is that small part that is still feeling the pain that we are paying, we are overtaxed and so on and so forth.
Whereas we are talking about the levels of debt, you must be able to contextualize that into what is the economy we are building for 10 years from today. We are not building the current economy, and you have to prepare yourself for that. Now, we are talking about crowding out money from the private sector. I would see it otherwise. Yes, the commercial banks are lending to government, but when they lend that money to government, what is government doing with it?
And for now, Uganda can still pay. But the issue is if the risks increase and they go out of hand, and then that becomes a problem. Countries that have gone into negotiating and trying to talk to the creditors are those that are actually at high risk or have gone into debt distress. When you are in debt distress, it means you are actually bankrupt.
In the first half of the current financial year, gold exports surged to 10% of the GDP, while other non-coffee exports grew by 18%. Imports rose by 3.5% of the GDP, largely to support oil-related investments.
When you look at the private sector in Uganda, it is quite resilient and vibrant. And I think credit must be given to the reforms which we did. It cannot be for any other reason, but the reforms that were undertaken, the market-oriented reforms, which actually gave, the private sector that space to be able to innovate and also be able to invest. So in all these instances, you definitely see, a resilient, vibrant, private sector. Then, of course, the question of the investments in oil. I mean, where we are now, there's a lot of capital inflow, on account of the stage at which we are on the move towards, oil production. This is actually the stage where all these investments are happening.
We will continue to be there to have the discussions around the economic agenda with the Ministry of Finance, our key counterpart, to try and see what else needs to be adjusted going forward to make sure that we continue to sustain our support in ways that helps to build your own sustainability in the long term.
The World Bank report notes that inflation gradually accelerated since October 2023, but remained below Bank of Uganda's target of 5%. Monetary policy remained tight, and real lending rates continued rising and was 14% by 2024, higher than the previous years. Dennis Igoa for UBC Business.
Depositors of the non-operational Mercantile Credit Bank have begun receiving their payments from the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. DPF, a government institution, is mandated to pay depositors a protected amount when their financial institution is closed by the central bank.
On the 18th of June, Bank of Uganda placed Mercantile Credit Bank Limited under liquidation, revoked its license, and made an order for the winding up business. As part of its mandate, DPF has commenced payment of individual depositors with balances of 1 million Uganda shillings and below.
Please note
that to receive payment through mobile money, the name in your NIN must perfectly match that which was registered against your mobile money number.
Payment of the protected deposit to individual account holders whose protected deposit is above 1 million and up to 10 million Uganda shillings shall commence on July 1st. However, terms and conditions do apply for one to access the money.
And the payment shall be made through Stanbic Bank, Lugogo branch during working hours. Depositors should go to the bank after receipt of an SMS notification. Please present your valid original national IDs to the bank. Company, joint and trust account holders. With effect from Monday, July 8, 2024, the fund shall start receiving and verifying documents of depositors who held company, joint and trust accounts.
Statistics indicate that Mercantile Credit Bank had 2,850 customers, of which 94% are fully protected and 6% partially protected. According to DPF, 3,031,271 billion is the total amount to be disbursed to the affected depositors.
In terms of the individuals that had balances below 1 million, there were 1,692, and this represents 59% of the depositors. As indicated by CEO, we have started processing their payments. The individuals above 1 million to 10 million, there were 288, and this represents 10%. Then the individuals above 10 million and non-individuals, that is companies, joint accounts and trust accounts, they are 870, and that represents 31%.
For those whose deposit amounts is excess of the protected limit of 10 million Uganda shillings, the Bank of Uganda will handle the process in accordance with Section 105 of the Financial Institutions Act 2004 as amended. Maureen Babidie reporting for the Business Roundup.
Moving on, Uganda Airlines has pledged its commitment to fostering domestic economic growth by revealing an investment exceeding 100 billion Ugandan shillings in local suppliers during a supplier forum held in Kampala.
Key stakeholders and suppliers for Uganda Airlines have gathered in Kampala to immerse themselves with the latest trends in the aviation industry.
One of the things that airlines are doing is to reduce weight. So even to go sustainable fuel, it's a weight thing. Reduce the weight of whatever it is that is on the aircraft. So Uganda Airlines has moved from paper manuals, and we have moved now to every manual being on an iPad.
The airline saluted efforts by Ugandan manufacturers to elevate product quality to meet international standards.
From detergents for cleaning the aircraft, for food, for snacks, drinks, it's a whole range. And they have complied because we have a vetting system. We have a catering person who is not very popular, but he keeps his quality standards based on the checklist, and he guides. So these people keep coming back, and when they've perfected it, we onboard them.
This focus on local sourcing aligns with the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda campaign, a national initiative promoting domestic production and economic self-reliance.
Over to date, through the macroeconomy, we've been able to inject up to 120 billion shillings, and this number is growing. As we continue to operate, as we continue to increase our operation, this number is growing, and we would like to grow with you.
The suppliers on their part expressed keen intent in partnering more with the airline on a range of products.
We want to have our entertainment on in-flight. As people travel, they look at our movies, they watch them, and these movies should be promoting Uganda and its beauty.
The forum was attended by representatives from the Public Procurement and Disposal Authority, Uganda National Bureau of Standards, and the Uganda Revenue Authority, among others.
Away from that, the insurance industry in Africa has long faced challenges in delivering relevant products, particularly to customers at the base of the economic pyramid. It's against this backdrop that the insurance leaders and stakeholders from across the continent converged in Kampala for a 3-day Africa Innovation for Resilience conference.
Low innovation, pricing, affordability and lack of awareness are some of the major factors negatively impacting on insurance penetration across the African continent. It's expected that the discussions in Kampala will point towards innovation in addressing these challenges.
In rural locations, with low education levels and a lack of trust or poor experience with formal institutions, have been key contributors to low insurance uptake, standing currently at 0.88%. COVID-19 placed significant pressure on the way insurance business is conducted. The pandemic disrupted providers' engagement with both regulators and consumers. This inspired providers realize the need for digital technology to enhance insurance distribution.
A country's growth should be sustainable, inclusive, and should be underpinned by growth across key enabling sectors, and insurance is one of them, says the UK High Commissioner to Uganda.
It makes a direct impact on the choices people make, and that's particularly true for the poorest in society. There's good and growing evidence that providing that weather insurance leads smallholder farmers to invest significantly more in technologies like improved seeds, like improved fertilizers. So if insurance can help support